Hey, Sunshine.
Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Sunshine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Tracy. Welcome, Sunshine. Whew. All right. So, thank you for tuning in tonight. I am super, super, super excited. Y'all know I'm going to settle down. Hold on a minute. Let me take a deep breath because I will get excited and just get to going too fast. So, I'm going to settle it down because we got time. We not rushing. I am Celena. If this is your first time, this is Conversations with Celena, and thank you for joining. Tonight's guest is Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter. Whoop, whoop. Y'all say hello, Paul. And he is here. He has an amazing story. I can't tell it all to you because I don't know it. So as he's sharing his testimony, I will be hearing some of it for the first time. So I'm going to be right here saying, what? Right along with you. So I'm super excited about him being here tonight. I want to shout out our sponsors and supporters, though, because I had technical difficulty one night. And so it says breast cancer, I believe, or domestic violence. But they're just supporters all the time of Sunshine. So let's see. Hang tight. Let's play it. All right. So thank you all for supporting Sunshine. If you want to be a sponsor, please reach out to me. We would love to have you, and we will continue to show support back because that's what it's all about. All right. So we're going to keep it moving. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want to respect your time, and I definitely want to give Paul an opportunity to get to talking. So I think that was all that I had to say first. We do have a giveaway, so if you hang tight in here with us, you have an opportunity to win $25 to go to Twisted Kitchen. If you're not local, then you get the Cash App. All right, is that fair? Y'all know Sunshine like to give stuff away. All right, Paul, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me on as a guest. I'm excited. I must say, I'm super or extremely excited to share a positive story of hope. And hopefully, I can inspire young and middle and old people to go to the next level spiritually, physically, financially, academically, emotionally, and socially.
Right. Well, listen, I'm tuned in. Where's my notebook? Because I feel like we at school. Them a lot of things that you want to encourage, and I feel like I need to take notes. I'm not at home. Y'all know, y'all see I'm in look like tiger country back here with the Louisiana State University Tigers, but I will find a piece of paper if I need to, Paul, because it sounds like I need it.
Oh, yes, you will need it for this interview. I guarantee you.
Oh Lord. Felicia got a notebook right here. Hold up. She don't mind. I got the bed. Look, here's a notebook right here. Just flip back here to the very back. Y'all know I don't play. This is live, and this is what you get. This is how it unfolds. You never know. She got ink pens right here. All right, I got my ink pen. I'm ready. So the information that I do know is that there's 21 of you. Your mother and father had 21 children. I'm gonna say that again because it just blows my mind. 21, right?
Yes,
And you're
my
number
mother.
19.
I am number 19. I am I should say, the blessed one. But my mother birthed 21 natural children by my dad, 17 of us living today, 63 amazing grandchildren, and 87 great grandchildren. And I'm telling you right now, if you mess with me, I have a lot of relatives. So watch out.
Wow. Hold up. Tell me them statistics. How many grandchildren?
63 grandchildren.
63.
87. 87 great grandchildren. Listen, we have a football team, we have a basketball team, we have a soccer team,
Y'all have a
we have a
country.
hockey team. You can say we have a country.
Ooh, Lord. But it's such a blessing. I mean, I'm sure that when y'all get together, y'all probably have to rent a building just to get together.
Well, we usually, when we get together for family reunions, we usually have it at a park because it's huge enough to accompany the Hunter family. So that's where we have it, at a park back home
That
in
was the
Racine,
next thing that I was
Wisconsin.
going to say. It's probably at a park or probably outside. That's what I was going to say.
Yes,
Probably
it is.
outside. Yes. What was it like being in the house with that many people? Well, okay, so it had to be where you weren't in the house with them all at one time because the ages vary enough to where some probably had went off, got married, went to school or whatever like that. But tell us about your experience
Well,
with the siblings.
my experience growing up with my older siblings, and also the ones that are next to me, it was really fun because the older ones had to, and it was required that they look out for the young ones. And so
Yeah.
my older siblings, had to cook for us, had to take us to school, had to teach us how to read, had to teach us how to do math. My older siblings were basically substitute dads and mothers because my father was working two jobs and my mother was working a part-time job. So I give a lot of credit to my older siblings because they became young adults at the age of 13 and 14 and 15 years old. But as they began to transition from a child to teenage and also to becoming an adult at 18 years old, they began to leave the home and venture out and chase their own careers. And do you know, to this day, that I have some nieces and nephews that's older than me, and they still call me Uncle Paul, and they still have the respect for me, even though they are older than me by like
Hmm.
2 or 3 years.
Wow. And as being the oldest or older sibling, a lot of responsibility does fall on you. And it's by default a lot of times because parents do have to go outside of the home to work. I am the oldest in our house. You know how we have these blended families. So in my home, I was the oldest, and so it was like your responsibility to help and to do certain things, and it was just expected. And um yeah, it's a lot of pressure sometimes on an older sibling,
Yes,
but
yes,
it
and
can be
my
rewarding. It can be rewarding too because you have bonds and relationships that you probably wouldn't have had otherwise. So like
yes.
anything, it has its pros and cons.
Yes, 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 it does. And let me tell you this. I have to tell this story that happened. That I remember a time that we didn't have any cereal bowls in the house. And so my sister, the baby, the 21st first child and the 20th child. And myself, we had a big old pot and we poured cereal, cornflakes, and we put sugar in it and we poured some milk in it. And we were sitting there eating out of that pot some cereal. And we were taking our time because we didn't want to go to school. And so our sister ended up getting very agitated and upset because we were taking our time and she was trying to rush us to eat. And so she ended up spanking us. And then we made a pact while we were going to school that when we become strong and bigger, we were going to get them back. And when we did become stronger and bigger and we became adults, my baby sister used to always tell me, let's get them now. And I used to say to her, no, we can't do that. We were kids at the time. And so we needed that spanking. And my,
Mm-hmm.
my baby sister, she still wants to get at her older siblings for spanking
For
us
that
when,
spanking.
yes, yes. And she can't let it go to this day.
Yeah, but is it like can't let it go in a joking way, or she seriously can't let it go?
She seriously can't let it go. It's like it's revenge time. Now we're bigger, we're stronger, and they
Let's get
older.
them.
Let's get them. And I can't do that because I say it all the time. At that particular time, we deserve it. So let it go. But she refused to let it go. And when we around and we having a good time listening to music and cooking, she would bring up those old incidents when we were child and how they used to whip us. And my baby sister would tell my older sister Elizabeth, try to hit me now. You old now. Try to hit me now. And she would say the same thing to my older brothers. Try to hit me now.
Oh
Try
my
to.
God. She just trying
So
to be
she,
humbuggish.
yeah, she can't let it go.
Yes, that is funny. Oh yeah, Tracy is laughing at you, Paul. That's your story. So tell us about just so we know that part, that story, that funny story. It's kind of funny, but then it's kind of not because siblings do hold on to things, and that's a whole another topic for another day. Just about that's the reason I asked you if it was in a funny way or serious because you do have to let things go. And I'm sure that you have a lot of situations that you've had to forgive with all these people being in the house or in your life and causing uh heartache in one part and happiness in another part of your life because that's how it is. And if you have it in a small family, I just can't even imagine the big family. And you need to let us know how about your book because I'm ready to put it up on the screen too.
Oh, I have to talk about my book because my book is extraordinary. My book stands out. The title of my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child.
The
The book
19th
talks
child.
the 19th child. The books chronicles my life from birth all the way up until graduation. I talk about my siblings, their personalities, how some of them are introverts, some of them are extroverts, and some of them are ambiverts. I also talk about my father, my mother, the relationship that I had with my father and my mother. And also, I
Mm-hmm.
talk about the relationship that I have with my children and how I was excited to become a father at the age of 24 years old and how I wanted to do things different from my mom and also from my parents because my parents had to work and I understood that when you have a big family you have to provide, so something has to be taken away. And
Right.
so as a parent and having children, I wanted to do the opposite. I worked, but I also had time, ample time to spend with my children, to teach them how to read, to teach them how to write, to go to parents' conference meetings, to teach them about basketball and also coach them in basketball and coach them in baseball and develop their minds and help them to understand that no matter what happens in life, always remain positive and always keep moving in a positive way and never
Mm-hmm.
get discouraged and
Mm-hmm.
never give up.
That is the truth. And if they see you going through and never giving up and never quitting, then your children, even though there's a period of time where you feel like you're not getting through to them, just know that the life that you are living is definitely an example for them. So I believe that they see that in you, to be positive and to never give up and to keep pushing forward no matter what happens in life.
Yes,
So, did you have a
and
good relationship with your parents?
I only had 8 years with my father, and what really devastated the Hunter family, it was in 1976, where my brother and I was trapped in a house fire. My brother Michael, he got everybody out of the house, but he could not um, go into the house to rescue Thomas and myself. So the firemen came up. I was alive. Thomas' pulse was very weak, according to the fireman, but they end up bringing us down the steps. And once they got down the step, fire was everywhere. So my mother was very old fashioned. My mother used to keep flour in a garbage container, and she used to keep sugar in a garbage container. So they open up that garbage container and they empty out the contents and they place my brother and myself in there, put the lid on, ran through the fire, and that's how my brother survived for a couple of days and ended up dying, but I ended up surviving. So that happened in 1976. And then a year later, in 1977, my father went home to visit his mother. And he died in a car crash after seeing his mother for a couple of hours. So both of those deaths shook the Hunter family to the core. And it put the responsibility on my mother. And so my mother couldn't give what she didn't have, because some of the things that happened in her childhood, seeing her cousin being raped and murdered and lynched by the KKK, that traumatized her mindset. So the relationship with my mom, I would have to say it was up and down. It was up and down. But I understood my mother's past, or what happened to her past, because my mother did not want to get help. Like, young generation, they go out and they seek help. They go see a psychologist. But my mother probably didn't want to seek help. You understand? She tried to bury what happened. And my mother used
Mm-hmm.
to say all the time that things that happened in her childhood, she was going to carry it to the grave. Well, hey, I'm 51 years old. I'm not carrying anything to the grave. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of resentment. I'm going to get rid of bitterness. I'm going to get rid of hurt. I'm going to get
You
rid of
preaching now. You preaching
unforgiveness.
now, Paul.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the
Come
help
on.
while I'm on earth. So when they place me in the grave, they say that man went with peace. That man went with joy. That
He
man
went
went with
empty because he
happiness.
gave it all
He went
away.
empty. It gave it all away.
Mm-hmm.
So the relationship was, like I said, it was up and down. But I still give credit to my mother and my father. They weren't perfect, but they were perfect enough to have all of these children and do what they needed to do to survive. And now that we are adults, we know how to survive. We
Mm-hmm.
know how to survive, and we're not afraid to make mistakes. We understood that if you have a setback, you use it as an opportunity for a
To come
comeback.
back. To come back. You use that setback to come back bigger and
Yes,
better and stronger. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So I still say to today, even though my mom has been gone for a year, she's an extraordinary mother, because she was the first woman in the state of Wisconsin that started a homeless shelter for people who were less fortunate than us. So I give my mother a lot of credit. She gave to the people that was less fortunate, and she gave birth to 21 natural children. So if you look at my mom and you say giving birth to 21 children, wow, that's a lot. But if you do the math and you break it down, you would say this woman stayed pregnant for 15 years and 9 months. That took a lot of toll on a person's body physically.
Mhm.
It took a
Mm.
lot of toll. But what I found out in doing research is that, the research has evolved over the years. They used to say it takes 6 weeks for a woman to recover from a baby. Now they saying that if a woman has one child, it takes 18 months for her body to fully recover. So my mother, when she got done having children after 15 years and 9 months, it probably took her a couple of years for her body to recover.
Mhm. And just not even with the recovery of the physical body, the mental that you say that she's
The
been
mental.
through and avoiding it, because I guess our mind and our body has a way of really trying to protect us. And what we don't push to the side or put in file 13, our body as a way to help with that trauma automatically puts it there, whether it's childbirth, whether it's witnessing traumatic things happen to other people. But it takes a toll. Like, it doesn't go away. We think that it's somewhere, and it's somewhere simmering and manifesting itself in a different way. Like, you cannot get rid of it until you just get rid of it. Like you're saying, you got to tell it, you got to let it go, because I feel like when we hold on to it, we allow it to just kind of continue to replay and replay, and it torments us. But if you release it and you share that testimony, like you're here sharing your testimony, your experiences with your parents and your siblings, and how you came out of that in order to go to college and get your degree. Um, so you're releasing a lot of things and being successful all at the same time, because you're not weighted down. That garbage weighs you down. But when you can get it out and share it, you're free. You're free to go, you're free to do, and you make such an impact on people's lives on that journey.
Yes, yes, you are absolutely right. And let me say something about my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. That book has been adapted into a screenplay. The company is called Tail Flick. It has did the page pitch. It has pitched the page, pitched to Netflix, Paramount, Sony, and Amazon and Hulu. So anything can happen at any moment. And I'm going to be excited to break the news to you and other media outlets that, hey, I just received this movie deal. It will happen, I believe, before 2021 ends. And then we're going to bring in 2022 with a new vision, with new hope, and with new excitement.
Yes. And that's what it takes too. You got to know what it is that you want and what you're going after. Because when you say don't quit, don't give up, do you know what you're not quitting? Do you know what you're not giving up on? And it's the vision that you have from these experiences. So I believe that that's awesome. I can't wait for the books to come out and the screenplays. And look, Sunshine gonna have to come on set. Be like, hey, Sunshine. You see how I'm speaking that?
Yeah, you speaking it into existence. That's the way you have to. You
That's
have
the
to
way
speak
you
it
got
into
to do it.
existence.
Mm-hmm. All right, I can't wait to get on set. Let's see. Am I set ready?
Hey, believe me, you are ready. You are ready.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, is there anything particular that you really you're itching to share with us about this um, experience and journey of being the 19th of 21 children?
You know what? I have to say this. I came from nothing and now I have something. And one thing I learned is that when you are a transcender, when you are a boss, there are certain things that God wants you to lean on. He wants you to lean on you and not other people. And so I had learned over the years to totally lean on God. When other people told me no, God was always there to say yes. When other people told me no, those people that told me no came back to say yes. And what I learned was it wasn't Paul Lamar Hunter's timing, it was God's timing. It was his
Mm-hmm.
timing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ebony Magazine told me no 2 times. And then they came back and said yes. A lot of publications, newspaper publications, magazine publications, even some of these local and national talk shows, all of them told me no. But I still kept the faith. And I convinced myself there's somebody out there that will say yes.
That
There's
will say
somebody
yes.
out there that will say yes. So I
Woo! That is
began
so
to put,
encouraging to me.
yes, but I began to just to put my trust in God. And once I began to do that, that's when the no's turned into yes, 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 yes. And it continued to be yes, yes, yes for
Yes.
me.
And one of the things that I had to remember or remind myself and even encourage other people, when you hear that no, be like, okay, that no is one no closer to my yes. So you might have told me no. Ebony may have told you no. The locals may have told you no. But there is a yes over here and a yes over there. And the people that are supposed to say yes, that's who say yes. And then the other ones come back when they realize, man, I may have missed out on a great opportunity. Yes, you did, because you told me no, because you didn't think I was big enough, or didn't have the name that other people had. And it can be hurtful when people tell you no, but at the same time, that's a one no closer to your yes.
Yes, yes, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely
Hey,
right.
comedian, bacon bits, how you doing? I had to call you and see how the street fair went. So we had street fair in Picayune this weekend. It's going on this weekend. So they had comedians out there for the first time, I believe, at the street fair. So that was amazing. Thank you for joining us. I know you're probably exhausted from the day. So I have up here that you are on all social media platforms, and if someone wants to reach you, they just type in your name, and there you are. You everywhere. You all over. You international, Paul Lamar Hunter.
Yes, yes, I am. I am international, and I can't wait until 2022 because I will be making an appearance on the Nick Cannon show, and
Okay.
we're going to do a sit down interview in January of 2022. So I'm excited about that. Also, next month I am in North Carolina. I'm speaking there at a church, and we're just going to have fun. I'm going to be out there to inspire the youth, especially those that who are at risk, because I was considered at risk to go to prison, to go to jail, to be a dope dealer. But they never said that I was going to be a college graduate. They never told
Right.
me that I was going to be an author. They never told me that I was going to be a screenwriter. They never told me that I was going to be a motivational speaker. Everything what they told me was negative. But one thing I can say, God said I can turn the negative into a positive.
Man, you about to make me jump up out this chair. Woo! I am not lying. This is so awesome because that is how it is. And it's so I love teachers. So don't get me wrong. And I'm not speaking on the teachers that pour positive in, but there are some teachers and parents and friends that don't even understand when they put that mouth on you in a negative way, that it takes a lot to uproot that seed, because it'll get planted and you'll get to watering it with them. They plant the seed and here you start to say, well, maybe I shouldn't, or maybe I can't. It's that self-doubt, will start to play on you and in your head. Because I know I had some teachers that said I wasn't going to do anything, I wasn't going to be anything.
And okay, maybe in their mind, I'm still not anything, but not in my mind, because I feel like I'm the sunshine and they can't take that away from me. And I've turned the negative into a positive because I've been through some stuff just like everybody else, but it almost broke me, and I do believe in certain instances it did, but it was set back for a comeback, a bigger, better comeback, because I wouldn't have been this same person had I not went through all those trials and tribulations in my life. And people that believe that they are there for me, if they sit and they really evaluate it, you not if you're throwing stuff up. If you're gonna do things, you do things from the heart, and you don't come back. Like maybe you shouldn't have done it because I didn't do something. So it's interesting, and I love psychology, and I love learning about people because they're just it's just different personalities.
Yes, yes,
People will sow a negative seed on you because
yeah,
that's what
because
they
they don't
do.
want.
That's their product of their environment, and they want to dump that crap on you.
Yep, and when you see people or hearing people saying negative stuff about you, the best thing for you to do is walk away and ignore it because you know who you are. You know you are a child of God. You know that you are a believer. You know that you are a chosen one. So remain positive. Constantly surround yourself with positive people. Constantly input positive words into your mind and make sure that it seeks into that subconscious mind because then
Yes,
transformation will happen.
it's unfolding right now. Paul Lamar Hunter, it is unfolding right now. It's not going to happen. It is happening.
Is yes,
hmm
yes, yes,
Currently
yes,
happening as we speak. I
yes.
know that something came to my mind as you were speaking, and I wanted to chime in on it. Mm, I forgot what it was. I hate when that happens. It'll come back.
Yes,
Oh, did you freeze up? Okay, there you go.
I'm here.
Um,
I'm here.
okay, good, good. So I'm trying to think, what was it that I wanted to say? Oh, I know what it was because the comedian was on here. So you never know where you're going to end up, right? So I jumped in your news feed, and I still don't even know how. I asked you backstage, how did you meet me? And you said my video just popped up. So when you're on social media, you just don't ever know. Like, I never know who's going to see this. And the opportunity just happens because, just like comedian Bacon Bit said, he said one yes beats 1,000 no's. So when you get
Go.
that one yes, it's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And you're so appreciative and so grateful for that person. It's like you never forget them because they gave you an opportunity.
Yes, yes, yes. That's all it takes. Like I said, I had a lot of no's. I had a lot of doors closed in my face, and now I see a lot of doors opening up. I see that the no's are turning into yes. Now
Mm-hmm.
just imagine if I would have gave up. Just imagine I just said, I'm just done with it. It's not going to work out. Where would I be? You know, at a job, miserable, unhappy, because the destiny that God had for me is it's in front of me now. And He said, "This is what I want you to have, because you're going to touch millions of people's lives. You're going to draw them to me because of your
Ooh,
story."
you giving me chills over here. Ooh, Lord. Because I wore a shirt, like I'm in Atlanta. I don't even know if y'all know. I'm live from Atlanta. But I wore this shirt and it said, failure is not an option. That was the shirt that I wore over here. And I called it Failure is Not an Option Friday because the exact words that you just used, if you give up, you will never know. And it's like, if I would have stuck with ABC, sometimes you start to have those regretful moments. Had I stuck with ABC, where would I be? You would know if you never would have stopped, if you didn't give up. So the message is, don't quit. The message is, it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what you went through. And not to say that it doesn't matter, but it plays a part.
It doesn't stop you from being great. It is a stepping stone. It is a learning experience for you to use that to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I
So
really
that
do.
I'm glad that you did not quit. I'm glad that you're here to encourage the rest of us, whatever journey you may be on, to not quit.
And that's the reason why that I always say to people that, my story doesn't end in defeat, but in victory.
Mm-hmm.
There may have been some setbacks in my life, times where it looked impossible, but my God looked out for me. Today, you may think that your circumstances are permanent, like being poor, uneducated, and not having enough money. But those things are temporary. And with God's help, you can overcome, I guarantee you, obstacles. You can rise higher, you can accomplish your dreams, and you can reach the fullness of your destiny.
Woo! Yes. I'm telling you, you're gonna make me jump. My pen and paper's still over here, but that's okay because everything that you said, it's like I have it up here. Um, and I was gonna ask you, so you, the loss of your brother and your father so close together, like, did it almost cause a whole bunch of disruption, or was it more like a bonding that you had to become closer because of those losses like that? Because sometimes it does the opposite of what we think it's going to do. You think, oh, we're going to be so much closer, we're not going to take one another for granted, and then it really unfolds in a completely different way where the family is so divided. So how would you
Well,
describe that?
I can say that it really shook the Hunter family up real bad. And I remember it was a lot of chaos in the house because my father was a leader in the home. He was actually a leader in the home. And so when your father died, my father died at a young age. He was 42. And I was 8 years old, so I was like hurt. And my sisters and brothers was hurt. It took years to recover, but if it weren't for good men and women in the churches and in the community and different programs available and psychologists and men of God and women of God coming over to our home and praying with us and looking out for us, I don't think we would be here today. And as I was growing up, I always said to myself that if I had children, that I'm gonna do some remarkable things with my children, and that I was going to outlive my father because I didn't want to, you know, die at a young age. Like my father, when he died, he was 42 years old. So I outlived my father. I'm 51 years old, and so I outlived my father, and I thank God for giving me the grace and the favor to outlive my father. And the reason why I believe that is because he had purpose for me. He has a purpose for me, and I am living out my purpose today. And but the family is a whole lot better today because my older siblings, they are older now, and so they have a mature mind and they know what they want out of life. They are parents and also they are grandparents, so they know
Mm-hmm.
what they want out of life. And so to this day, we still communicate. Um, before I got on the show with you, I was talking to one of my older brothers, and we had a great conversation. And so I'm always in communication with my siblings. They are one phone call away.
Somebody's phone is going off. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I don't know how to cut it off, so I just cut it down.
Oh,
Sorry
okay.
about that.
No problem.
Y'all know it's live, so you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Angela says, live it out legacy. Hold on. I don't know how to answer this. All kind of stuff just ringing around here. No, I think that's the house phone. Um, so you're just talking about your siblings being more mature now and know what they want out of life. Is
Yes,
that where it
yes,
jumped up
yes. Yeah.
from?
Yep, yep. And like I said, that they are older now, and they are parents, and also they are grandparents as well. So they are accomplishing a lot of their dreams themselves. A lot of them went back and received their GED, and some of them went back and received their high school diploma. And I just had a niece that became the first grandchild to receive her master's degree last month. So me, I was the one that laid the foundation by becoming the first in my family to graduate from college. And now I see a lot of my nieces and nephews graduating college, all because I laid the foundation. And there's nothing being the first. There's nothing wrong with laying the foundation, because what you're doing is you leaving a positive legacy or a blueprint for other people to follow to become
Mm-hmm.
successful in life.
And that's what children need. That's what people need. Not even just children, but if you could reach the child, if you could reach them at the young age and encourage them to go to school, and not just encourage them, but show them that people that look like you can go to school, can get an education, can get a paying job, can be an entrepreneur, be an author. Everything that you're doing is set an example for other people, not just children, but we really love sewing into the kids, because you know what it was like for you as a child and how important it should be, should have been, could have been, if you had the positive influences to help navigate you in the direction that you needed to go. But it's almost like you said, you get older and then you really know what you want and you know how to go about it. So, like for the book, how did you decide that this is what you were going to do? Did you always want to write a book, or was this just a part of this journey that just had to happen?
I knew I was going to be an author when I was a young kid, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. But it did happen. And so in 2010, I worked for Chrysler. Chrysler decided to close the plant. Once they decided to close the plant, I decided to do research on my mother and father lineage. And what I discovered is that no one on my father's side, my mother's side, never graduated college. And so Chrysler wanted to retrain their employees because they took operations and moved to Mexico, but they had to pay for us to go back to school. So I decided to go back to college. And once I had learned that no one in my family never graduated college, I say, you know what, this can be an extraordinary story, because no one in my family graduated college, and I can be the first to lay the foundation. So I attended Upper Iowa University. That's where I received a bachelor's of Science and Business Administration from Upper Iowa University in 2012. And so what I accomplished was huge. And it's just signifies that you can come from the inner city, you can come from an abyss and become successful. You can go against the odds. And that's what I did. I basically went against the odds. I had a teacher told me that I would never become successful. I had a teacher told me that I'm not a college candidate or a college graduate, but hey, those were her opinions, but it wasn't God's opinion.
That's what I was saying earlier. They will say it to you.
The reason why a lot of people say that is because they see the gift and the talents that you have, and they don't want those gifts and talents to come out of you because extraordinary things can happen where you change in people's lives and they don't want that. So they will say negative things to suppress you. So you cannot walk in the light that God had designed for you to walk in.
And we had a conversation just on that spirit of jealousy, because a lot of times, like you said, people that are sitting on the sidelines that are hating, that's throwing the shade, I think that's what it is. It may have changed now, but because I don't know all the slang, but they're throwing shade at people that they see that are in the game. If you're in the game, you're setting yourself up for those negative comments, for people to try to discourage you. But it's the ones on the sidelines that wish that they would have the courage and the boldness to get in the game. But they don't understand. Just get in the game. Why sit on the sidelines and say, "Oh, look at them. Oh, look at them. What they think they doing? Or they think they better than," or they come up with all kinds of stuff in their mind. But if they knew your story, if they got an opportunity and took it to get to know you, they would know you don't think that you're better than. You're just in the game. And you're
Yes.
in the game for a reason. Somebody probably saw it in you and encouraged you. You had those that tried to look at you, saw it in you, and tried to discourage you. But the Lord always sends somebody to say, "Listen, I'm going to help you do this." And then you get all excited and they don't follow through. And there you kind of, like you said, you kind of fall back a little bit. And then here comes somebody else and say, "You know what? I'm going to help you because I see something in you that you can't even see in yourself." And they actually do what they say that they're going to do, a person of their word, and they help you. They help you get to the next level. Hey, Lisa. What I was gonna tell you too is you're talking about things that happen, and the comedian came on. So I'm gonna be the opening. Somebody told me it's the opening act. So the opening act in the first part of December, that first weekend at this comedy show. I'm like, what is Sunshine gonna say at the comedy show? Because I don't have jokes. I mean, I could pop my finger. I could wear my Medea outfit and go up there with a wig on, with that great wig, and play my part. They might find it funny, or they might boo me off the stage. But it's an opportunity that I never would have thought somebody would say, "Sunshine, I want you to come to the comedy show and you go before the host." I'm like, y'all giving me the cold part of the crowd. I need y'all to warm them up, but you giving them me. I guess that's what the Sunshine do, right? So
Yep.
I'm really excited about it because it is an opportunity that I wasn't expecting. And that's just the beginning. I know that there's going to be other opportunities. I'm speaking it into existence. This notebook that I got to take notes, I've been writing it down. I've been making it plain because I know that I have something to offer. Have I always felt this way? No, I haven't. Is because of the people that I feel God put in my life to encourage me to say, "Girl, don't stop. You're helping us. Don't give up. You're helping us." And sometimes you feel like, well, you're not doing that much. But whatever you do, give it your best, and it's going to produce the fruit. You just got to keep on and not quit. Am I right, Paul Lamar Hunter?
You are
Am I accurate in my statement?
you are absolutely 100% correct what you just said. People just can't give up. I've been down and out. People said that, you know what, this guy is not going to make it. He's going against the odds. And man, I've been down in my life. But man, God bounced me back. And he said, "I'll bounce you back and put you on top." And once you on top, what you can do is go back and grab other people and bring them
Woo!
with
Come on, grab us, Paul. Come on. Yes, I love it so much. And I'm just so thankful that you came to share with us and to encourage us. You are definitely that motivational speaker and you're setting the pathway for other people. And anyone that teachers have sown into them a negative seed, you're saying no, you can go against the odds. And it's so unfortunate, but it's just the world that we live in. And that is why conversations with Celena, we come with the inspiration, the motivation, and information. And I do believe that we checked off all three of those boxes tonight. We have been um, inspired, motivated, and informed. And that is what I love. There's enough negativity everywhere else, and this is not where you're going to find the negative. You're going to be ready to run that race without giving up when you leave this platform. I feel ready to run the race. I need an amen in the comment section. Amen, sunshine. Yes. Let's see here. I am going to, I should have been assigning numbers for this gift card so that I could do it real quick. So we have Tricia, she's number one. Monique, number two. Where my assistant at? Then we have Anne is number three. Comedian is number four. We're about to have this giveaway. Angela is number five. Lisa is number six. And Meaty is number seven. Kim is number eight. And I think that's it. I hope I ain't missing anybody in the comments. Those are the only ones that I see. And that's what we're going to go with. Yeah. All right. So I love this little app because I could just shake up the numbers without even having a bucket with a whole bunch of things
Numbers.
in it. Yeah, got to write down the names and put them in the bucket. Okay, let's see. Random number. What we got here? So that is number 1 through 8. And let's see who the winter is going to be. Number 4. Whoop. Can you even see that number 4? That is comedian Bacon Bits. He don't even live in Picayune. How he gonna get? I wonder if he's still on here. Comedian MC Bacon Bits. You won the gift card to Twisted Kitchen. Let me see if I have it up here. $25 gift certificate to Twisted Kitchen. Bacon Bits, if you know you're not coming back, you get it in your Cash App. And let me tell y'all something. He is such a blessing. And this is how it works. When you give, you get back. It is just the law of reciprocity. You give, you're going to give it back. And so many people want to try to hold on to everything and not share. But I tell you what, he was just down here for a comedy show. And he was just blessing so many people in their businesses. So I'm glad that he actually won that. But hey, what did he say? One yes versus 1,000 no's. That one yes is everything. So tonight he gets a
Everything.
yes. I don't know. He might not still be on here. Can someone type in for me comedian Bacon Bits so he'll know that he won? I'm gonna try to do it. I don't know if it'll tag him though. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna tag him from here. But that's awesome. So I could just sit back and relax. It's so easy to have this conversation with you. Is there anything else that
Yes,
you want to
yes.
share with us tonight? I know I have enjoyed it.
I just want people to go out, purchase the book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. That book is available at Barnes and Nobles, Amazon.com. Um, Also, you can purchase my mother book, Love and Charity, the life story of Louise Hunter in the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. That book is available at Amazon and Barnes and Noble bookstore. So the book is available. My mother book, it chronicles her life being born in Vicksburg, Mississippi, experiencing segregation and how they overcame a lot of difficulties back in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. So you can go out and purchase my mother book as well, Love and Charity, the life story of Louise Hunter, and the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. That book was written by Dr. Dennis James Woods.
So your mother was born in Vicksburg?
My mother was born in Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Wow. I told y'all I was gonna be learning stuff along the way, so we can get the books at Amazon or Barnes and Noble. Is it on Kindle version too, like digital?
It's on digital, Kindle, iTunes, ebooks. You can have it. You
Hey,
can
why
have
don't
it.
you let me read it so it'll be on Audible?
Oh, you want to read it so it can be on Audible? Well,
Yeah,
I would.
let's say she can
Yeah.
read it.
Okay. I would have to get with the publishing company, and I would probably talk to them first thing Monday about it.
I could read part of it anyway. I mean, yeah, I could probably read part of it. Because I was actually
Okay.
going to do that. I wanted to try and read some for Audible, or it was actually a job that came across, and I never did get a chance to apply for it. But I would love to do that. Be that person that's
Mm,
behind the scenes reading the book.
yes.
All right, ask them and let me know what they say.
Okay, I will do that.
That just popped in my mind. But you never know where opportunity is going to knock.
Yes.
And they always say a closed mouth don't get fed. And it's one thing that I don't want to be is hungry.
Yep.
All right, sir. We will most definitely get those books. Congratulations to Comedian Bacon Bits. Thank you all in the audience for joining us live. If you're watching the replay, please type hashtag replay and make sure that you go out to all the social media platforms. Look up Paul Lamar Hunter. Easy to find. It's the same all over, so no excuses. And please go purchase a copy of those books. And can you give us the name of the other book for your mom again?
Love and Charity, the life story of Louise Hunter in the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. And
Okay,
it's written
Louise
by
Hunter.
Dr. Dennis James Woods.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. And we will have to do this again 2022 because I know that things are going to be unfolding. And I definitely want you to come back and give us an update on where you are, what you're doing, and how we can get whatever it is that you're doing. Part of the play, part of the movie. I don't know what you got going on, Paul, because the Lord is opening up all kinds of things and it is happening right behind the scenes, and you won't know until it happens. We want that insight. We want to know what's going to happen, but we don't always know what is going to take place. So I'm excited. I can't wait to watch it unfold. So please come back and be a part of Conversations with Celena to give us an update.
All right. Hey, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for reaching out to me. I appreciate you. All right.
Bye
Well,
bye.
thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great night. Mwah. Keep it smiling, sunshine.